Okay, so my name is Leona Tector and I am from Wexford. I currently play with the club Shelmalier, and I am here to talk about the benefits and rewards from volunteering. So just to give a little bit of a background, I suppose I was thinking back, when did I actually get involved and when was my first volunteering? And I was 15 years of age, and it was with my club Horswood, and I was on the committee, which was very common at that time that all of the players were actually actively involved in supporting the day-to-day running of your club. So I was on the social committee, and it was my job to make sure that any of the events we organised, that people knew that they were on, and that we got lots of people to them. I suppose I went from there. At 17, I got involved in the administration side of ladies football in a big way. I was county secretary of Wexford for a couple of years, having spent a summer working on a student summer job scheme, that Wexford had deployed at that stage. And I found it really, really interesting, the workings and the background to what goes on. While that was all going on as well, I was also busily playing intercounty football. So I suppose I really understand and appreciate the efforts that people go to and the time that people give, of their time to be there for people like me growing up. And you might take it for granted like this, but these people that are there coaching or organizing or making sure that you're fed or having your jerseys nice and clean for you and everything like that, and just generally being there, being that one good person or that one good adult that's there to actually support you just while you go out and play football is really, really important. From there, then I got involved in Central Council. So what I love about the ladies football is that Central Council has always been set up to have two delegates and a player delegate. And for years, I played the role of the player delegate. And it's really important, and it's really important that players can have a voice at Central Council where, decisions are being made about rules or about different things, and that, over the years, there have been many players that represented their counties and gave their voice, and their opinion and everything was well valued. So I have to say kudos to the Ladies Football Association for having that in place. I suppose my intercounty career came to an end in 2013, and and I had been involved with the club then. I was playing with the Shelmalier Ladies Football Club, and I had gotten involved with them. And again, the minute you come available, you're on a committee, you're doing something, and I was actively involved as PRO and other positions within the club. And to this day, I've actually taken over the chairperson's role in the club, which is a lovely role, but can also be pretty challenging. So I suppose from a national perspective, I've sat on different committees. I've just done a stint on the National Grading Committee, and I'm now on the National Hearings Committee, having done a stint as well on the National Appeals Committee. So that has been my volunteering in the background to ladies football. I also like to get involved with, one of my favorite days is the Gaelic for Mothers and Others Blitz, because I just think it emphasizes and shows how great sport can be to people in their everyday lives. And it's a great day, and I love helping out at that day. I've helped out at the Sevens, and I also have helped out, at underage blitzes and stuff, because I think it is really important. I want to give back for all of the people who were there during my. So I suppose one of the key things that I've gained, how volunteerism helps me is that, I think it has helped me develop, key leadership skills, and helped me to understand the importance of teamwork, and how important it is to communicate with people, and understanding how different people function and different people work. It's given me great joy to be involved and to organize and to help out, and sometimes just to be that person that actually brings the team together, that calls the meetings and facilitates the decisions that, the club needs to go through, or whatever like that, or organizes the blitz day and has tons of teams of people and lots of happy people around the place, playing the game and enjoying themselves. And working with other volunteers, I've learned how different people approach different things, and always, with the focus of making sure that, people are here, they're given of their time, so you make it as enjoyable as possible. And, and remember why we're doing it is to give back to the kids, like the people that had given to me before. So one of the key things that I'm grateful for are the skills that, I've developed through volunteering, and these are everyday life skills that, can transfer easily into work environments. And it's funny actually, because I would have got my first permanent job in the middle of a GAA pitch, where I was approached and asked would I come up and pop in for an interview, to a company. And I went along, and it was basically, they were looking for somebody who had leadership and who was used to working with people and could bring people together. And, and these are all the skills that volunteering gives you, like I find it interesting that some people struggle with teamwork, but I think having a sporting background, where you're in the dressing room with girls, and you can't do anything on your own and everybody has to work together, it gives you the skills that you require as you move into, into life situations and work situations, where you can navigate maybe, the difficult people, or how do you get people to work together, or how do you get the job done. So there's definitely has been a crossover for me. I wouldn't always have been as confident as well to, to stand up and to speak in situations, or to lead teams in work, or that kind of thing. And I definitely think that my involvement in a sport that I love so much has actually definitely, through the volunteering process, has actually brought those skills to the fore from me. And as I said, I've learned from many great people who have volunteered before me in this role. I think volunteering is a great way for maybe people to integrate into the community. It kind of gives you a sense of belonging, a sense of purpose. In my case, I was an intercounty footballer, so I had the skills. But as part of my other roles, I would always be looking to try and involve other people and get them onto the volunteering path. So I've made some fantastic friendships by roping people in. Come on, she'll give us a hand, and you'll get the thing of, oh, sure, I can't kick a football, I'd be useless, I can't coach. But I do believe in volunteerism. There's a role for everybody, and I have seen over the years where people have become involved and where they have become in quite shy and quite reserved in terms of, getting involved in volunteerism, and give them some space, give them some roles, give them some time, and and they're leading out. I think the most important thing is you don't need to be the expert in football to be involved in ladies football. There is a role for everybody. And one of the key things we try to do in our club is encourage player retention and encourage girls, who may not be the all-stars in your team or the cornerstones of your team, but that there are other roles in the club to keep them involved in the community and to keep them involved in the sport that they also love. And there has been some great people that have come through that line of volunteering. Again, it's about the relationships you make. It's, you meet some great people along the way. I think it would be wrong of me to paint just the complete rosy picture of volunteering. There can be some challenges that you come up against when you're in a volunteer role, if you're in a chairperson role, or if you're in, other roles in the organization, or, at an event that you might be facilitating and helping out at. And some of these challenges can be difficult to overcome. And there have been a few things that have helped me through the years. And I think the number one thing is making sure that you show respect and give respect when speaking with others and when dealing with situations, and try to create an environment where everybody's voice can be heard, but can be heard in a proper manner, and that that a situation doesn't get out of hand. I think what's also important as well is to remember that everybody is here in a voluntary capacity. This isn't your day job. This is the extra stuff that you've taken on in your life and everything like that. And and you want to work well and you want to achieve. And there's a great sense in achievement, but sometimes there are obstacles that have to be overcome to get that achievement. And I just think that one of the key things is just always show respect and don't personalize an issue if you can at all. This is Volunteer Week, and the Gaelic Games Association are asking everybody to come and volunteer with your club. So come up, show up, and be there, and you won't be disappointed.